You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
Let's talk what everybody's talking about.
Okay.
Loaded Lux drops a diss record.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was shocked that he actually, what they're saying now is came outside.
Yeah.
He went on the roof. You know what I mean? Like, he set the whole movie out for us.
Facts.
And then he called everybody, well, not called out everybody. He pretty much responded, and because a lot of you guys had already mentioned his name, on one occasion or more. He drops a record, incredible record. I'm still analyzing it, and I know you probably already analyzed all of it because of your superior battle rap brain. And
it's an incredible record. It's a really good it's a really good diss record, man. Really good diss record.
And then 2 hours after that, you drop yours.
Yeah.
Now, the first question I have to ask is, did you already have that written? And if not, what was the process? Just run me through. Lux is about to drop this record. Are you watching the live, his Instagram lives? Has he counted it down?
So I wasn't on the live, so I was watching the Celtics actually. And I had realized it was after 8:00, so I popped online. Must have been like 8:15. I popped online to see if I could find it somewhere. Wasn't out. And so I saw Nunu was live with Mickey Fax. So I popped in, they added me on, we chopped it up for a little bit, maybe 10 minutes or so, talked a little shit back and forth. Nunu and I. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going back to watch the Celtics. I thought he was dropping at 8. It's like 8:30, ain't shit out. Okay, I'm gonna get on with my night, like whatever. So then maybe like, maybe 30, 45 minutes later, he drops it. I hear it. And first couple listens, something's weird with his flow on it at times. And if you followed Lux, that's what he does. It's how he raps. It's kind of his own pocket, which is kind of dope if you think about it. But I heard it a couple times. I heard the shots at me, DNA, Daylight, Geechee, B. JC. I knew the diss was coming, so I did have some stuff written. I didn't know necessarily what beat I was gonna do. I didn't know necessarily like there was a lot of things that was still up in the air as far as how I wanted to put it out, how I wanted to release it. People keep asking me why I chose Breathe.
That's one of the hardest hip hop records known to man, in my opinion. Beat wise, lyric wise, concept wise, every fucking thing about that record is just incredible. So crazy. It was a good choice of beat. So
crazy. To me, it was also. There's definitely a collective of people that wished that I had chosen something original. Right. And kind of put my own stamp, my own signature on something, which I totally get and I totally understand. The reason I chose Breathe and the reason I did Breathe is because there's a whole bigger sense to everything that I did with this record. So if you listen to the beginning of the record, it puts, so I cut a snippet of his diss track where he mentions me. Mm-hmm. Then there's a snippet from The Matrix of Morpheus beating up Neo in the dojo when he says, "You think that's air you're breathing?" And then it gets into the joint, Breathe, right? So it's all connected. It's my way of saying, oh, you don't understand yet. This is like, this is my shit. This is my era. Like, breathe. This is not air you're breathing. We're not in the regular world. This isn't the regular battle rap world. This is the pandemic. This is, you know what I'm saying? So it was all mentally, it was all, there was a reason for everything. Even the title of it, Reloaded. So A, the sequel to The Matrix is Matrix Reloaded. B, it's replying to loaded. It's all connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, like, I'm sure that goes over a lot of people's heads if I don't explain it with you here right now.
It went over my head until you explained it, and now I get it fully.
There's a reason for everything. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that, obviously don't and didn't understand, that is why I chose the beat that I chose. It was all connected in that way.
Right.
But, I definitely see both sides. I do understand the premise of wanting me to pick something original and, doing a visual for it like he did. But it's something about responding in a timely manner that, for me, I have way more respect for an MC who responds quickly than an MC who, maybe waits a week and then does the video. Like, all of that is cool. And
hey, yo, man, like you see a dude on the street and y'all about to fight and you like, yo, could you hold up and let me go to the gym for a couple hours and then I'll come back and then we can fight? Like, no, let's go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's especially for somebody of Lux's caliber, the message that I wanted to send was, oh, you outside? Cool, I've been here.
Got it.
Nice that you made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the message that I wanted to send by responding as quickly as I did, with the amount of material that I did, the way everything was put together. That was really the point. And so, although, like I said, there are people that wished that I would have done an original beat, that I did a visual, that I, took my time and like all of that is cool. But I know, being somebody that's been in this culture for so long, I could have put out the perfect disc with the perfect visual and the perfect beat. And if you are a Lux stan, you still would not have
of course
appreciated or cared for what I did. So this wasn't for y'all in that sense. This was for the people who grew up in my era, where if, Jadakiss goes on the radio and this is Beanie Siegel at 10 o'clock, Beanie Siegel's on a radio station in Philly at 11 responding.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If Jay-Z goes up and does something at 7 p.m., then Nas is up there at 8 p.m.
Right.
I'm from that era where if somebody addresses you and has the streets on fire, you fire back immediately.
DNA was talking about Ether came a long time after. Like, Nas took his time with that one, he dropped that.
Mm-hmm.
So not every record Nas did was like right away.
Yeah, no, of course. I think so. The only reason why I think this situation is a little different, Unc, is because I think responding while Loaded is outside
Facts.
is a bigger impact, because
before he goes back in.
Yeah, if we don't hear from Loaded in the next week and a half, if he doesn't do something else that responds to me or B-Dot or anybody else, which I don't expect him to, then he's back in the house.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure DNA is going to put out a great disc with a great visual. DNA's branding is A1.
No
so doubt. he's gonna do something incredible. I don't know if it'll have the same impact if him versus Daylight is announced and about to go down, or if
that's gonna take precedence, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I mean, it's a dangerous strategy. And again, like I said, for all the people that said they wish I would have done that, they will surely love and appreciate DNA's approach. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, for me, it's about the speed of the response to me. You know what I'm
And it
saying?
was fire. Let's call it what it is. It's not like you did something really quick and it was like, no, it was fire.
Thank
You
you.
know what I mean? So
Thank you.
that makes a difference too. Sometimes people can rush something and then it's like, yo, you should have waited.
Yeah.
But nah, I wasn't mad. You or B Dot. Either one, I'm not mad. Either
Man.
one of y'all responded
B-Dots was
in the
really
way
good
you
too,
responded.
man.
So
B-Dots was really good too. I love
yeah,
B-Dots.
yeah. B Dot is always good, especially when it comes to the music, man. That I fuck with B Dot. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, and so it's like I don't know. It's like he did that. You and B Dot did yours, and then it kind of like died off. You know what I mean? Like I don't think people are still talking about it the way I thought they were gonna still be talking about it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, part of that is the nature of the era we're in. Everything has a, you know, it this is what I always say. Every headline in battle rap has a 72-hour window.
True.
At least in my opinion and from what I've seen. So Lux puts out this. If nobody had responded in 4 days, people wouldn't still be talking about Lux's diss.
True.
So you know, me and B Dot getting it out within hours, you know, definitely gives it some more light. But 72 hours after we put ours out, it's you know, it's gonna be on to the next thing. It's gonna be,
Right.
you know.
The only thing that grew legs and lasted a long time was that damn Easy to Block Captain diss. That one
Yeah,
grew a life of
because
his own.
people kept using it and people kept
Yes.
doing their own versions, and
Yes.
so that was the genius behind it. You know, that Easy had was if Easy just put out his and nothing else, yeah, it'd have been 72 hours. But every 72 hours, we had a new version. We had, you know, Geechee putting his out. We had Real Sick had a version. Loso had a version. Av had a version. You know, KC had a version.
I damn near had a version, but I said, no, I'm not going
Yeah,
to do it.
you know what I'm saying? Like
It's the thing to
everybody,
do.
yeah, it's 10 or 15 different versions. So you're right, it grew legs. It continued to make itself relevant for a cool month. It was like, it just was track after track after track after track. And a lot of them were dope. But you know, it eventually reached a point where it was like, man, we're tired of this beat. Like we're tired of,
Now
you
set
know,
up the damn battles.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where the battle's at this point. So but yeah, man, you're right. That definitely grew legs and definitely, you know, lasted way longer than 72 hours. But that to me is like, that's the nature of the era. You know, you have a big win, you have a big loss, you have somebody gets exposed for something, regardless of what it is, 3 or 4 days later,
That's a fact.
people are over it. You know what I'm saying? People are over it.
Let me ask you this. Listening to the Lux record, tell me something good about the record, or maybe something he said that was super fire, and then tell me something that he said and you was like, that shit is corny.
Um, there's definitely some dope lines that I can point out. I don't I mean, so I've only heard it maybe 3 times. So I'll be honest with you, I don't remember hearing anything on there specifically that I was like, that was trash.
Okay, all right.
But
Respect.
but yeah, you know, being honest. But nah, he definitely, you know, he had the beat out to lose every round. That's Little Loaded Lux, which was crazy. He had the I mean, even the opening line I liked. You know, the what do you say, the God of Death giving out giveaways, a gift, something in the beginning about, you know what I'm saying, giveaways, which was crazy. I mean, I guess I didn't like the Chilla chill before I make chili or whatever he said. Was like, well, you know, that was cool. But I wouldn't say it was trash. he had a lot of slick lines in there, man, and that's the Lux that I wish would rap for 3 rounds. I feel like that's not the Lux that we always get. You know what I'm saying? Like when he goes to Funk Flex and shit, he'll give us that Lux, and when he does, things like this, we'll get that Lux all day. And then it's like he gets in a ring and wants to like dress in a costume and do something else. I wish, I hope if I ever get the Lux battle, man, he throws on the gray hoodie and comes out to play, man.
Is it safe to say you're saying that Lux the rapper is way better than Lux the battle rapper?
I mean, to me, I like the Lux who battled Miles way more than any other Lux that I've seen, except for the Calico Lux. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Which, I think at the time we saw it as like, Lux he has a theme. He has a purpose. He's bringing caskets out and funeral programs, and he's in a suit, and he's got all these people dressed in black. And like, I think for the presentation, it added to the greatness of his material. And I think as we saw him simply switch personas and characters in every battle, like it started to lose its like mystique a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us thinking, man, he did something really special for this particular battle because it was his return to URL and it was, whatever. It seemed like he saw the success of that and kept trying to duplicate it and kept trying to. They really loved when I did this, so I'm gonna dress up like Rich Porter versus Mook, and then I'm gonna dress up like a Sensei versus Ars, and then I'm gonna dress up like a Black Panther versus Hollow. Like, it just seemed like he was just trying to recreate the moment that he had with Calico. You know what I'm saying? So I've always preferred the gray hoodie Lux who battled Miles way, even the 106 Lux I think was really good, in most of those battles. But the Lux that we've seen over the past, from like the Clips battle on, it's cool.
JC told me that Lux hasn't won a battle since Calico. How do you feel about that, JC?
I had Lux beating Clips.
You had Lux beating Clips, okay.
I had Lux beating Clips. I had him losing to Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
He lost to Mook on Total Slaughter. I had him beating Clips. Had him beating Surf. Had him winning the 2-on-2. Had him losing to Ars. Had him losing to Verb. But yeah, I had him beating Clips and Surf. I wouldn't say he hasn't won a battle since Calico. What I might say is,
maybe he might have said he hasn't been good since Calico.
I'm not mad at that. Okay. One thing I will say though is we hold Lux to such a high standard because of who he is and because of what we know of him, that a not good Lux still beats a large percentage of battle rappers. So I'll say that. Mm-hmm. What I will say, and I think this is, I don't know if JC intended this or not, but my opinion, I'll say Lux hasn't been scary since the Calico battle in terms of like having a performance that makes you say, man, I would hate to stand in front of him for three rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hate that. You know what I mean? The Hollow performance was close. Calico performance definitely was that. And then he showed flashes in the 2-on-2 in the third round. But I haven't seen a Lux where I've been like terrified since Calico.
Wow.
15 minutes of fame. You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. Let's go.